it's actually for proving they belong in second place, with H2K dropping to Copenhagen Wolves. That second semi-final berth is one step closer.
Yeah, and the last time these two teams faced off, it was a different time, a different meta. Origen was on the rise, SK was looking shaky. Completely, look at those picks right there, you know, Sejuani, we haven't seen her in quite a while. Vladimir mid, maybe Urgot, the AD carry position. Things have shifted around quite a bit. List is obviously still up there, mildly nerfed. Origen, they're hitting the points, yeah. They're hitting exactly picks that SK played yesterday. They want to get rid of the comfort. No Nidalee hard invades, no Jace, you know, from Fox coming out to support that. Really just want to shut that down.
No bans yet towards nRated either.
Nope.
We've seen those Lulus banned out actually 4 times in recent weeks. Azir taken away from Fox.
Could be overconfidence. nRated has performed very well on the Lulu because it allows them to push. Just have the defensive peel in teamfight. Just press R, wild growth, knock him up. Facilitate that 2v2 push that so CandyPanda and nRated just like doing so much.
So Viktor is still up and available. Champion that both of these players have run in the mid lane.
I would argue Varus is a better pick there. A little bit of jungle pressure in return on SK Gaming, and this prompts the Gragas first pick from Origen. They are not comfortable with digging deep for the Lee Sin in return. However, SK Gaming, maybe CandyPanda has played her. However, Niels knows how to play that champion too, so Niels is actually a player that I could see Tristana on as a counter to the Kalista in the lane. I'm actually hoping that actually comes to play so I can see the matchup playing on the stage, because you can theorize so much as you want. You can play as much solo queue as you want. You kind of still need to see it happen on the stage.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets locked in. It was going to be the Gragas, so SK have already burned through 30 seconds of their first rotation worth of picks. Alistar up, Kalista's up, top lane is up. There's no real pressure on the jungler.
They could pick a jungler to just not give away information too much, you know, keep the other roles dark. They could also lock some priority picks here. Yeah. Thresh is not really an nRated champion, but you could get it away from Mithy. Alistar is an nRated champion that we have seen in the past. However, with the lock-on, as we're shifting over, that goes one theory out of the winner. Viktor, as you said, locked in. We might see a Varus mirror that we've seen a couple of times already today. On the other side, Alice, likely picked up by Mithy here.
Maybe Pekka will run like Relia into Viktor. You've seen it twice in EU already. Not expecting it, but of course, Kalista up, making it to the third rotation. Kalista has fallen a tiny bit off the number one priority because of the nerf, because of the changes in the patch, but it's still exceptionally powerful.
Also because of poke, I guess, but they could set up for a Kalistar bot lane, but they choose not to do so. So far, obviously, we're still hovering. Shouldn't quite pay too much attention to that. Let's focus on what SK Gaming locked in. Viktor for Fox. So he has that wave clear pressure already. Shen could be a split push tool. On the side of SK Gaming, CandyPanda could actually go Varus AD carry to steal that away from Peke. We've seen stranger things in the LCS. I like Varus as an AD carry. I think he actually does well into Croki too.
Who would you pair with a support if Freddy is not going to run Shen?
Leona. It's an old school way, man. It's back to season 2.
nRated played a lot of Leona.
Yeah, he could.
Well,
or Annie. Something that sets up your ultimate, but I think we're theorizing.
Yeah, we're having a bit of fun with this one.
Yeah. Let's see what they do. So if that Gnar gets locked in, that removes the flex potential from that Shen. However, that would mean that SK values hiding their AD carry more than flexing their Shen. That is a tad weird. They want to see the full bot lane of Origen, then decide whether they want to swap AD carry or 2v2 AD carry. Croki Thresh is an okay lane. It has more offensive tools than a usual Croki lane has, but it's still a Croki lane that you tend to prefer in a swap. Thresh will be a fantastic roamer, so Croki solo experience is what you want, Thresh roaming is what you want. Thresh operates well on low levels. You go full wolf style level 2 when your AD carry bang is level 6, all possible. And that Varus that was hovered by SK Gaming has been locked in by Origen.
And the moment it was locked in, Svenskeren actually lifted his hands up and put them down. I mean, maybe SK was, you know, they were expecting it, but it was a cost they made. The Gnar for Freddy is his most played champion. That's the 5th time in the team's 16 games.
Yeah, but now look at CandyPanda. You have to make it work. You have one AD carry banned out on Sivir, one picked away on Corki. If you want to wait this long for your AD carry pick, you better make it worth it. I want to see it Raven. But yeah, Kalista being hovered. Kog'Maw perhaps. Alright, so a different style here. SK scaling AD carry, low mobility. Scaling mid laner, low mobility if you don't count the Q. I mean, he's easily caught off guard.
Yeah.
That is the point we're trying to make. However, in terms of raw lockdown, there is no flash W from a Maokai coming out. We have peel from Shen, we have peel from Gnar. We have defensive kick from Lee Sin. You can't underestimate that. Just kicking somebody out when they're piling on top of your carries. Straight line, you just play bowling with them. Could be enough for SK Gaming to keep Kog'Maw and Fox's Viktor alive.
And that's the first time that CandyPanda has played the Kog'Maw.
The Kog'Maw.
This summer. So first time Cog for him. Into, of course, all the poke in the range from Gragas, from Rumble, from Croki.
Yeah, let's run over...
A lot of importance on positioning.
Let's run over the Origen composition. It is what we last week would have called the extreme definition of the meta composition. Rumble in the top lane, which is magic damage, soft engage or follow-up engage. We have double poke with AD poke in the mid lane, and then the hybrid damage coming out of Croki in the bot lane with the magic damage poke. So full-on meta composition. But we've had time to develop counter plays to meta. Will it be the Shen Talon Flash engages and just the zone control coming out of Viktor? We'll see.
Well, you guys know what to do. Will Upset Friday continue? Will SK pick up the victory? If you think so, hashtag SK win.
Or is Origen going to take it? Hashtag OG win.
Hot.
Original gangsters here on the Rift.
The heartthrob Peke playing the heart seeker Varus.
It would be traditional if this game ends in a heart-stopping backdoor. xPeke did it against SK, right? Memory serves correct.
It's a long time ago. Back when nRated used to play for Fnatic. And Peke played for Fnatic as well. How times have changed.
Krepo was still good at the game. How times have changed.
That's debatable.
Debatable. When Krepo believed he was still good at the game.
Krepo, I love you, and you're definitely self-deprecating. You don't need to.
I have moderate amounts of affection for you two. Alright, defensive line of scrimmage, no team.
Access denied.
Access denied.
Defensive fan across the river. 2 hour-long games make you a little loopy, apparently. No invades yet.
Nope.
But we have seen late invades that have almost cost kills.
Svenskeren, he's playing Lee Sin. Traditionally, what SK like doing, I've harped on this before, is push in and counter jungle. Get that aggression going. Same way Shook wants to get some openings on the Lee Sin. Obviously, Gragas scales better as he can build full tank. Becomes a disruption. Body slam flash is crucial. If it hits Fox with no flash, or CandyPanda with no flash, the fight is over. Body slam flash into knockback, follow up with the Varus ulti is enough to wreak havoc.
And it is the 3rd consecutive victor we've seen today. Fox now is opting for flash heal as opposed to cleanse. And it's ghost flash for Peke's Varus.
Reminiscent of yesterday. Fox not leashing, going for the insta push on Viktor. Hope. I want to keep the camera on the mid lane, see if he's going to immediately start spamming that E on the minions. Or not. And then Freddy leashing in the top lane. OG rarely do a camp, they always seem to stop the enemy.
Well, it's a long time past, Krepo, but a little graphic that flashed up. When OG did play that Urgot in week 2, that was the game that had over 30 kills, and Origen just showed off. So, level 1, Rates and Candy.
Gotta focus the AD carry.
Sideways, Frost Bomb comes out. Supports take a lot of damage.
You always want to focus AD carries in these trades. Not sure why CandyPanda decided to go melee range there. Rated, got into melee range too. This is double range advantage, so this lane could actually go into Corky's favor, because there's AoE wave clear too. And Rated will do his best to zone here, but if he eats a flay, he can get counter traded upon. If he just wants to zone as much, hit these creeps. Level 2 race is on the 3rd creep of the 2nd wave, provided that experience wasn't lost level 1. So both teams are racing, and then you switch the aggression because everybody's
hits.
Tunneling in.
Ignites have traded 200 HP apiece. CandyPanda's down, Mithy's low as well, but it's 80 carry for SK. The taunt connects on Niels as well as the Void, who's Candy and nRated actually got the earlier level 2. Mithy
because they
and
missed the creep. Niels and Mithy went aggressive because they weren't going to level up on the 3rd creep. We see it right there. It died already, so they're trying to deny SK that level up. Then SK realized that they can just get level 2 counter trading. So beautiful exchange here. Really, really interesting to see how that develops. I wonder if SK was aware of the experience deficit OG had.
So all of the consumables used for Candy and Niels. nRated's burned through his. Only Mithy with a cookie left in his pockets. We caught quick glimpses of the junglers. Amazing started to back. We saw Svenskeren moving to his blue.
Have a look at the push. Peke has push advantage in mid. Because bottom is pushing in, top is pushing in. Imagine if Fox was pushing in mid lane right now. That would mean Svenskeren had free reign to counter jungle. He doesn't have that right now. Be careful. Peke is playing very bold here. Has that ward on the right side, so he's hoping that Svenskeren will show. And he does.
Let's see what Sven can do with this. Because when SK are winning games, or when SK are performing well, it's when Sven is invading and stealing away buffs. We've seen him do this countless times throughout the split. There's nothing to steal this time around. Amazing. Delayed his blue. It's a little later than we've seen.
Sven
early back off the ground.
Sven went for a peek there, didn't find the red buff, so he knows Amazing is probably on the left side of things right now. It's very hard for him to gank bot with that offensive try ward out of SK Gaming too. SK Gaming have the push on bottom. Soaz neutralized the push on top because Svenskeren showed on the bottom side of the map. So that means Soaz has the liberty for the next 45 seconds to a minute at least. Play aggressive on the top lane. He's now stacking that wave. Amazing. Might see some action in the mid lane. Wards faded on both sides. Watch body slam flash. That's the key thing here.
Sven is going to be close enough to support Fox. I think Peke and Amazing had the inkling that was a possibility. Almost trading halves of the jungle.
Yeah, if you know that they know, and so on, and so, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you know.
Then you back off and you go to the Raptors instead. And then you get the wards. You smite the Raptors, then you get the knowledge. Where those wards are. Deep pink ward, I like this. I really like that pink ward. It is so hard to spot that as a jungler, and it gives you so much information, even if you don't see anybody. Again, eliminating options off the board can let you pinpoint where people are. Good deep vision control, and this again on the turn allows Soaz to play aggressively in this matchup. He now gets the poke advantage on Freddy. Every time Freddy goes for the minions, Soaz turns on the barbecue, spitting fire.
Well, it's a great matchup. Both Soaz and Freddy are playing their most played champions this split. 5 games on Rumble, 5 games on Freddy. Soaz's Rumble is 17-6, 49. Phenomenal statistics on that champion.
Yeah, he's definitely a fantastic Rumble player. Even better in this patch with the new items. But over in the mid lane, Peke has a small lead and a big pressure lead. Niels is comfortably farming. However, the one thing working...
Wait, curving the hook. Mithy's actually gone in. Only played nRated. nRated's going to get the dash taunt. Niels turns his attention to the Monarch Butterfly Kog'Maw. Mithy's forced away. Finally using that last cookie. Low on HP.
Channeling his inner Angelina Jolie to curving that hook as if it were a bullet. But you have to connect in that matchup with CandyPanda because having Shen taunt in top flash.
That's a taunt flash! One tower, but Candy gets hooked! The flame gets under the tower. Not long enough for the tower to pull aggro. The lantern pulls Candy in. He capped the in surprise! Gets it! Trade 1 for 1.
Mithy with the lantern. He drags the Niels and then flashes in offensively. He knows he's going to die in that exchange anyways. So he drops off Niels at the next station, closer to First Blood Valley, and then Niels picks it up. And this is big. This lane is still pseudo-frozen. So Niels can just CS and get a big experience advantage here. That's exactly what Croki wants. Trading 1 for 1. AD carry for support. Doesn't take a good analyst to realize that that's the favorable trade.
Origen on the board, but there is a reply. So CandyPanda has made his way closer to lane. Picked up that Sheen. Longsword. There's an extra Ruby Crystal for Niels.
Yeah, good taunt flash from nRated. Just makes me wonder why do that when you ignite just down. I mean, you know they still have heal at their disposal. And then you're so easily hooked in. Good control by Mithy. There's almost out of mana for that play.
Chain of Corruption
going in.
Fox is in trouble. Amazing. Body slam, gonna connect, doesn't even need the flash. Doesn't have access to explosive cast, but he won't need it. 2-1, OG.
And style points for the Lantern exit. Mithy getting an assist. Even if you shield somebody after they have done damage, you still get an assist. Mithy, again roaming. This is what he likes to do on first base. You will almost always see Mithy path in by Raptors into the enemy's jungle to drop deep wards. There's just so much more value to them than if you place them close to lane. And ward in the enemy jungle works to find the enemy jungler. Keep your mid laner and your bot lane safe. A ward around your bot lane only keeps your bot lane safe. So you have to play this game as a team.
Mithy doing just that. We did catch a very brief glimpse of the top lane. Hex Drinker picked up for Freddy. Pink ward deep. This is what you talked about in the earlier games today.
And nobody walks into that brush unless you suspect something. So no noise from the crowd. Unsuspecting Svenskeren. since he's ganking. He's off HP right now. This gives Soaz a knowledge. Okay, at least in half HP on the top side. We now know what his likely pathing is going to be. Either he's going to base right there, we can expect him in 40 seconds, or he will lane gank. If then Freddy doesn't give that away, it's sneaking, just like Amazing is sneaking in here.
He's gonna get the cast, lands the bunk barrel. Wow, that was great.
You saw him hesitate, almost. He body slammed, and at the end of the animation, he was like, do I need to flash? No, because this dude doesn't have flash. That was a beautiful explosive cast.
That just looked so easy.
That was...
Well,
that's what, if I try that, Kog'Maw lands in the tower.
So well played by Amazing. Good, successful gank. The vision that was placed by Mithy earlier.
Here's Sven. Sven is still looking for that first kill, aggressively Sin pick. Remember, SK brought this upon themselves. They pincered the jungle in the picks and bans, saying, Origen, you are going to first pick that Gragas or we'll take it, but we will get value in return. Value is not paying off right now for SK Gaming.
The value that SK prioritized was the Shen and the Viktor. That was their first rotation picks. Despite the fact that nRated has a support, Fox in the mid lane has already been successfully ganked. And Amazing's Gragas, which was the first pick champion, has been involved in 2 of the 3 kills that Origen have picked up.
1,000 gold up. Peke is just, that's what you do with Varus. You lurk around these corners, try and stay out of vision. This is why we see more and more wards in the middle of the lane placed very often too, to avoid that poke. Svenskeren, he wants to land the insect. Ward dashing to kick. He spotted again. So such good warding from Origen so far. With very few wards placed, they seem to pinpoint every time. Krepo goes close. And look at Mithy. Because Corki's level 7, you don't need to support him anymore. He's roam.
But we'll catch another glimpse of this top lane battle. Soaz overheating, out trading Freddy, but as Freddy gets closer to Mega Gnar, Soaz backs away. And, we just saw that movement of Mithy and Amazing through the river, through the jungle. It's the second time this game already. And you were telling a story 3 weeks ago about how top-tier teams have got these threats in every role, and one of the things you liked was the jungle support synergy. Yeah. OG definitely demonstrated that.
Now, nRated doesn't have to roam on support Shen, which honestly he wasn't the best at doing, because he can use Stand United to get there, so he can put pressure on the bot lane while still being able to go to the top lane, for example. One thing you can do is, as a support as well, just roam, get the other support gone, go back to bot lane, try and gank. So many options. If you thrive in chaos, you can win this chess game. Amazing right now, he wants to thrive as well. He's looking on the top lane to body slam over in darkness. Svenskeren.
Good to see Sven.
Hello.
Sven's gonna have a small drink provided by Amazing. Sonic wave into the resonating strike. Equalizer. Defensive.
That could have been a kill. They could have fought him, but Soaz just said, okay, let's just make sure you survive. It's okay. Erring on the side of caution is definitely what you want to do. Niels now has the push advantage. Hook and poke, hook and poke. And look at how he's poking CandyPanda, because we know you hook the support, the AD is going to walk up in support. Why would you damage the support if you can hit the AD carry? It's these little things that separate good players from the best ones.
With the kill that Niels and Mithy set up for themselves, they've got a 20 CS advantage. He's going to get taunted up, but CandyPanda is far enough away. The box comes down from Mithy. Niels is committed onto Candy, but nRated's going to finish off Mithy, his opposite number. Defensive Velk. And this time, SK commits and get the kill.
2v2, and we're starting to see why Shen's support has been such highly valued over in North America and LCS. Not quite so much in Europe, but nRated and CandyPanda straight up thugging 2v2, winning that trade. And Kog'Maw outscales vastly. And look at the items. This was Phage Sheen against Sheen with Phage components. So under itemized, SK Gaming wins that trade. They do burn the flash. Now nRated can base, he can roam. And then alternatively, he can also teleport back to bottom lane should CandyPanda require it. He has double defensive summoner alive. So we could see nRated go mid here.
And I also think important to note that nRated and Candy committed to that fight with Ignite. Previously, they committed without Ignite, and it ended up costing them.
The lane gang coming in here. Mithy wants to Lantern into body slam flash. Lantern flash aggressively is what he's looking for. And United's available. Might see some action here.
So Mithy's going to walk over a ward, and nRated's been caught out. Where is the Lantern from Mithy? Held for now. Amazing did show in front of the minions.
And then the flame mind game start. You want to interrupt taunt, but you kind of have to predict it this close to a wall. Good hold from nRated. Look at top. Svenskeren shown by another ward.
So as interrupted. Equalizer's available, as is Flash.
Good job, Svenskeren. Don't go in. Wait for the minions. You just canceled him. This is a race against the minions. Soaz just wants to survive.
The minions are trying to be killed. Flash, he's down.
Good controlled aggression from Svenskeren. Don't get trigger happy just because you proc that Q. Doesn't mean you have to go in, and I'm talking to all my solo queue junglers right here. Just stop him and dive him. Good execution. First blood on the hands, well, first kill on the hands for Svenskeren, and that's what he's looking for with his aggressive Lee Sin pick.
But it did cost SK a tower in the bottom lane. Amazing made sure to zone away Candy and nRated. Pekka continues to win the pressure, the tempo game in the mid lane. And that Varus is just shoving in Fox's Viktor.
And League of Legends at its finest. We see a play with 2 members of SK at the top lane. That means a play with 4 members of Origen in the bot lane.
For Origen. Teleport comes out now from Soaz. There's no equalizer because he just died using it up top. Dragon actually sends a shot onto Mithy. Continues to spam fire onto SK and Origen. No allegiance for the neutral creep. SK have thwarted that Dragon attempt.
Origen looking for first dragon, something to do very often. 11 first dragons so far in their 15 first games. Looking to make it 12, 16.
It's a fantastic statistic.
It just shows that they usually have the pressure, and it also shows that they tend to lose when they don't. Lucio touched upon it on the analyst desk. If they get behind in the mid game, Origen is lost, but they are now 1.2k gold up at 15 with a comfortable composition, a lot of damage. So no scaling worries, even though CandyPanda and Fox do a lot of damage in the late game. But we've seen SK falter with these double threat compositions, getting to late game. Somebody gets caught out.
They're able to find the damage where they need to. You see the itemization differences here for Peke and Fox. And look, tower's going down. This is all the pressure we talked about. nRated's down. He's caught. Chaos Storms onto Mithy, but look at that. Equalizer, chain of corruption in the Gragas barrel. Takes CandyPanda out. Mithy even gets out alive. And Origen get the tower.
Like taking candy from a baby. Origen take candy from SK Gaming. Kill 2 people, get the tower, go to the dragon. So you want to do, you want to group up with Varus and Croki, start the siege, start the poke. When SK inevitably step forward to clear that wave, that's when you use Chain of Corruption. On top of that, the equalizer. If they flash backwards, you get the tower anyways. If they don't flash, you get kills and a tower. Beautiful mid-game spike, Origen playing to their strengths.
And I'm going to expand on what you mentioned earlier, Krepo. 12 first dragons in 16 games, all from this team fight.
And look at it. You have to walk forward to clear the wave, and then you walk into the hook. CandyPanda stands still, Chain of Corruption comes in, and then the equalizer. Fox has to walk backwards. Explosive cast to finish up that kill. Soaz is untouched at this point. Complete liberty to do whatever they want on the Origen side, and SK is crumbling.
Also on the side of Origen, all that work from Peke as Varus earlier just gets finalized the moment that Trinity Force was completed. Making sure it's that step-by-step process, and you can already see Niels and Mithy set their sights on the next outer turret, which is up in the top lane. Yes, please, we would like this one next.
Yeah, support is but an option for Mithy. You know, the notion that supports have to be bottom all the time is long, long gone. As League of Legends keeps evolving, and Mithy came out in a couple of interviews at the start of Split, yeah. Whereas in Season 3, he was such a predominant lane-focused player with the offensive fiddlesticks and the likes. Now he's just a roamer. Here though, 3-6.
nRated's gonna get caught. He's not super tanky.
Restraint on the side of Origen. They don't commit. They just poke out. That's what you do. You're playing poke comp. Don't go for all-ins unless you have to.
And of course, the objective is the tower.
Yeah.
Origen making sure they don't lose sight of the goal that they're playing for.
And look at the pink ward over at the red buff that we talked about earlier. It's still available in SK's backs. So again, Origen get information from that. That is so much value. It survived for roughly like 14 minutes already.
Yeah.
What a gold. Money well spent.
Not a regularly walked through part of the jungle in the early stages of the game. So tower should
They just pinged it. They just found it.
Should be secured uncontested.
Now Svenskeren wonders, how long has that thing been here? Now you can cheer for that one. That one, I'll give you that one, Berlin.
Thank you for that, Krepo. 4,000 gold up. Origen 3 towers to 0. They've got a dragon. They've got a kill advantage. Now we need to see how do they poke SK out to get to the inner turret.
I love playing poke with double pink wards at the side. This allows Varus to move a little farther up. Flying possibilities are gone. More pressure means SK can't counter jungle or invade, make picks. You need to make picks with this Lee Sin jungle. If you deny that, Gragas has the inevitable battle of scaling, even though he opts into Sidestone. Cinderhulk, Sidestone, tankiness, perhaps an Aegis coming out. All these stats synergize so well. CC bot, you're the prime tank. Thank you very much.
Sad Freddy. It's amazing. He's just going to put the barrel down. xPeke continues to shove up the mid lane, 20 CS advantage, 40 CS advantage for Niels versus CandyPanda.
Yeah, and this is the 5th pick Kog'Maw. We have to remember, SK Gaming, their entire draft was based around hiding that AD carry pick. We expected greatness, but it wasn't just quite enough. They did get a 2v2 solo kill on the Origen's bot lane, which is impressive. But there was no objective tied to it, and that's what Origen is doing this game. Every move they make, every step they take, they want an objective attached to that. I'll be watching you, yes. The song reference is there. I know you can't find it. It's okay, keep looking. Keep talking about the game, Trevor.
I was actually trying to find the next line. I'm like,
Yeah.
every breath, every step. I'm like, what comes next?
I'll be watching you, just like wards are watching the jungle.
Couldn't remember. Right,
SK
Krepo,
Gaming.
I'll get serious now. We're approaching 20 minutes. Origen have got a very, very strong lead.
Yep.
And yesterday we highlighted a stat. When Origen were behind at 20 minutes, they've lost games. 2 games they were behind. Yesterday was the 4th and they lost it, so they're 0-4. But when they're ahead at 20, they have won 10 out of the 11 games. So they know how to close games. And that's what we're going to need to see demonstrated from Origen once more.
Yeah, that's why at the start of the season, leading up until that fabled Origen versus Fnatic, we were kind of almost giving credit, hey, Origen might actually win this because their wins were more explosive. Up until the part where they were diving fountains at the end of the game, they were not dying that much. Different times though, Peke no longer playing Vladimir, opting for the Varus, and honestly, Varus in Europe has been weirdly a tier 1 pick, always gets to pick and ban, at least recently, but does so well. Just go to that chain of corruption, people forget about it, and then it spreads, and you don't really see the particle all that well.
Talking about something else that Origen have spread, vision. 3 pink wards in the bottom half of the map, multiple stealth wards in the jungle of SK, and they've set their sights on the bottom inner turret. That's the objective. They've grouped up for
It's
it.
the problem when you're winning this hard, your pink wards are kind of useless. You kind of want them deep in jungle, but you don't really want to spend another 100 gold because you want that fabled 20-minute pink ward on the map. So catch up, ready? Taking some gold back here. Towers destroyed. Now Origen need to look to use that to their advantage. They're stuck on the bottom lane. It's obviously hard to find an opening. Poke is not as strong yet. Svenskeren is flanking in the mid lane. Peke has to move.
We'll find out if we can find anything. We did catch a brief glimpse of CandyPanda there, just interesting to note. He's not put any skill points into Q, that caustic spittle. So
it is normal for Kog'Maw's under pressure to do that because you really don't trade with it all too much. Yes, it's another Triforce block, perhaps, but you're fine just getting that wave clear from that E. There's even Kog'Maw builds where you don't put any points in W, not any additional points in W, and you just max straight up E to level 3 for engage and wave clear. When enemies engage on a minion, you put the E down and you trade. There's various possibilities on this Kog'Maw. Right now, his job right now, CandyPanda wants to wave clear, keep this lane alive. Viktor on Fox wants to wave clear. And they want to wait for the split push pet that is ready. That's when he thrives. Has the frozen mallet as well. Connect 1Q and auto and keep going, keep going.
how'd you actually bring that up? Because of course, if Origen keep this siege up and start to poke down underneath the towers, it's all on Fox and Candy and their mana pools.
And then obviously Origen's approach to the game is, yeah, they get tier 1 towers, they scratch at the surface of the tier 2s and they can't find that, so they resort back to the dragon. Second dragon picked up 22 minutes, so Aspect is a very late win condition. We will likely see Origen move their vision control to the red side jungle. SK Gaming forced them out. In about 4 or 5 minutes, I expect to start setting up those Baron plays. Meanwhile, CandyPanda wants to see as much farm as he can, scale back into the game.
Needs a lot of time for that, Krepo. 40 CS down, Triforce versus almost completed Blade of the Ruined King. Peke just went back to pick up his last Whisper. He said the Manimute for a while, Brutalizer. We also just saw a Leandri's Torment picked up for Soaz. So he's, as far as Rumble's concerned, fully switched on.
Yeah, flame on.
Freddy, also with a Frozen Mallet and Hex Drinker. I'm just going to quickly look. Fox, 430 AP. Of course, that Hex Core Mark II giving 110 AP, plus the bonus AP from Death Cap is synergizing quite nicely for some raw stats, but not a lot of CDR.
And there's quite some damage on SK Gaming. With the slightly offensive Gnar, we can actually move away from the paradigm that is a 2-carry composition and call it a triple carry threat. However, good itemization from Amazing here. Not many junglers like building Sidestone because, you know, it's a team item. Not many junglers like building Aegis and Sidestone because it's a team item. But hey, what? It's a team game, guys. Build that Aegis because it's so efficient against Viktor, Poke. CandyPanda is very large part before the fights are setting up. Magic damage even in the fights. So good itemization here. Allows your other parts of your team to Dynamite's a little more selfishly. So we see good guy Baron chunking out Svenskeren.
Just a love tap on all that's going on. Soaz is pushing out the bottom wave, playing it relatively safe. He's not actually gone past the tri-bush. Not a lot of vision in SK's jungle. Those wards have timed out.
Remember, we are seeing a poke comp at hand with a rumble at the side lane, so it is normal that this goes slowly. Just controlled aggression is what you want. Lantern in the bush before you face check. Lantern has a bigger cast range than wards. Definitely want to do that. Slowly inching forward. So we are cheering on Origen as they do this. Rush tech with hook.
Hopeful death sentence.
Nah, you really don't want to find anything there. You're happy it doesn't connect.
We'll have to see how Origen decide to crack open the base. They've got some wards in the top half of the jungle. Decided to group
I
up
like
middle.
that offensive pink ward. Left side Raptors. Look at those pink wards from Origen right now. This is what you need to do because your trinkets go on too long cooldowns in this very turbulence heavy mid game where people are sneaking in wards left and right. Pink wards last forever. Sweepers are temporary, pink wards last forever. Until they're killed, obviously.
Until they're killed, and what a depressing turn that is. Mithy and Amazing are on the bramble back. They've got numbers. The rest of Origen below. Gonna come down to a smite fight, I feel. And it looks like Amazing won it.
Yep, Svenskeren was bringing Bramble back, but wasn't enough. Stolen by Origen, a small victory for them, but they're choking out the vision. One ward is left behind enemy lines there. One little spot on your mini-map. That's where potential teleport flank from Freddy can come in with the Mega Gnar.
So with all of these CS...
Crying Orb, Scrying Orb. I keep calling it Crying Orb. There's no tears just yet. As long as they can find that Baron alive and well, it is still a Scrying Orb.
So all of the CS that Freddy's picking up, he's got a sizable lead over Soaz. It is costing Fox rather, because Peke is climbing, and it's costing Candy, because Niels is climbing. That's the trade-off of these battles.
Definitely trade-off, but this is what happens. Every time you put Scrying Orb down, it buys you 5-6 seconds that they're not doing Baron. Allows you to sneak in a ward now. And nRated is going to move up because he doesn't want to get hooked, but he does get hooked.
Well, gonna force to be flashing away and then dashing over the wall.
But that's another 30 seconds bot. Now they got to send in somebody else. A new challenger approaches.
It's not super effective. However, Freddy is. He was able to zone out Soaz, and he will secure the second tower of the game for SK.
But nRated had to make that move. Good flash, because if he tries to taunt his way out of there, he gets flake cancel. Now Mithy, Niels, insect.
Oh, Niels has got the Chaos Storm. Catches Mithy and Niels. Sven's looking for the kill. He will find it. Now, Svenskeren gets caught out by the box. Stand United's coming out, and nRated will arrive. That's a taunt into Amazing as Soaz completes his teleport. He's gonna roast the butterfly. The Monarch is down as Freddy is forced to flash defensively. Death Sentence connects onto Fox, and everybody wants to die. SK are aced, and only Peke is left standing.
From the grave. Fox takes out Mithy in the end there. What a fight. Beautiful opening by Svenskeren. Even though that fight turned out 5-4 in terms of deaths, this was still a fantastic opening from Svenskeren. I almost want to see that again. Just zero hesitation to do that against the Thresh. The Thresh of the caliber of Mithy is bold. Very nimble, swift kick there. However, Origen, TP in, nRated arguably a little late on Stand United. Good pacing by Svenskeren as well. Things to watch out for here. Q connects, path. Side steps. Oh, this is so good. Ping pong with Mithy as well. Fox flash aggressively. That's what he had to do. Get the damage. Svenskeren finishes off Niels. I want you to watch where nRated is. And it's Stand United. It's kind of late. Svenskeren is dodging damage. Now this equalizer that's about to come out is so beautiful because CandyPanda has to flash defensively. This means Soaz can flash aggressively. No Zonia, so he will drop. The Peke is untouched. And Mithy, he thinks he's going to live. Does he actually get the shield? Yeah, he does get the shield from his own lantern. But it's not enough.
5 for 4. That was fun to watch.
Yes.
But it still results in Origen maintaining a lead and getting another tower.
But you're playing against poke, which means usually you want your flashes to be used aggressively to engage fights. No flash on Sven, Fox, Candy, nRated, or Freddy. All 5 flashes are down. This means a lot more liberty for xPeke and Niels to move upwards. Obviously, they don't have flashes. The only threat right now, the man to watch, is Svenskeren. He needs to connect another Q and get another kickoff. Otherwise, OG have complete zone and poke control.
We currently have Dragon control. We've got 2 before.
Oh, we might see a Baron here.
SK want to play Kog'Maw
And peel off.
is good at killing Barons. Sven is good at finding Soaz. Equalizes out 1v2. Soaz is going to start overheating. He might turn this around. That's not a tanky Shen. We do see the Chaos Storm coming out. Double kill for Peke as the piercing arrow pierces SK's heart. Another one out to CandyPanda. The big barrel bonk onto Candy as the body slam follows. Kog'Maw's going to stay alive and Mithy is going to save Amazing. Niels Valks in aggressively. That's how you do it properly. Peke ends up getting the kill. I believe that's the third of the fight. Going to be looking for more.
Bold prediction, SK is going to get aced here.
Oh, good call, Cotton. Niels is going to steal a kill away. Oh, I didn't even notice Peke actually died a moment ago. I hope for more, but another ace in favor of Origen.
Soaz, impressive damage there on that Rumble. That's what we were talking about, the Liandry's early. Getting kicked in the extra AP, which means Rumble does more damage to squishy targets, because obviously percent damage isn't as efficient as these squishes. Look at Soaz here, dancing on the equalizer. Then Sven says, no, I don't want to get barbecued here. Turn around Soaz into the Chaos Storm, but he follows. Could have actually opted not to do so. Let's see, where does Peke go down? Can't quite see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Probably going to walk into a Viktor E or something.
We're about to find out.
Where does Peke die? Oh yeah, walks into a double Viktor E proc as Niels Valks aggressively.
Yeah. I was so excited that Niels Valkyrie was successful that I missed Peke dying.
Full casting, don't look at Explosion. Varus does.
Niels does.
Yeah, great play by Niels, 4-1-4. Rarely dies in these wins. He's very good at knowing when to go in and when not to. So very controlled aggression by him. Red buff being contested by both these teams. It's always step one. Instead of peeling back towards Baron, they go for the tower though, it seems.
And of course, Baron is going to be a threat if Origen maintain control of the vision. You can see the stats. SK's got a number of Barons. CandyPanda, he's been found, and CandyPanda's been fried. Soaz an Amazing just tag team him backwards. Tower will drop. Numbers advantage. No TP for Freddy. Origen may go for that Baron.
Yeah, CandyPanda came out saying how much liberty they had, how they could play with so much freedom. Well, to still be a little bit careful, that low mobility Kog'Maw. It's not the first time he got knocked into the team. Yes, he's waiting for flash. Svenskeren drops.
Wow, Fox is coming with a Chaos Storm. Soaz his Hourglass will keep him alive a few seconds longer. Lantern pulls him out to safety. It's at least delayed Baron. No, they'll still get it.
Yeah. Hit the bottom lane though. Freddy is trying to do his best, but it's not enough, and nRated wants to peek in. Confirm, yes guys, they did pick in fact pick up Baron. They hurt. Mayday, mayday.
Mayday indeed. Soaz is trying to chase down as we see nRated trying to get away.
If he wanted to go for the Lantern Flash, but then second guess themselves, is it really worth flashing to send a message? No, at this point I'd rather save it, to help my team. Could have flashed over the wall technically, but what do you get from a support kill? There's not enough momentum tied into that, so sometimes you want to preserve your summoners. Origen are likely, of course, going to siege up now with that Baron buff. Fantastic analysis there, Krepo. Let's see if they go for a 4-1, full-on dive. Multiple options available for them.
For nRated, did pick up that banner of command, as did Mithy, in fact. So we could see a lane where banter of command empowered minions will do battle with one another.
I love banner, such a fun item. If you can finish that, if you sit on an Aegis and you finish a Baron, it's so satisfying. Hang on, Soaz.
Soaz is going to get booted backwards. Stand United comes out.
Just not enough.
Soaz is also going to get taunted. Niels and Peke is there. That's going to be trading support for top lane. If Freddy's about to go mega. Amazing. Has got explosive cask available, but a good gravity field will disengage. Traded top for support. I think SK will be okay with that.
SK's happy with that. Almost got to connect on the CandyPanda Uzo on the floor there, but it wasn't enough to slow Soaz down. He had Zhonya's available, but his main priority was getting the equalizer out. Okay, steals away the blue buff. Prepared by Amazing right there. He's to hit target.
Giant minion.
That's one big minion. So not only does it get buffed by the Baron, it stays out of tower range as we know, and it is now immune to magic damage. This is the biggest proponent of Banner of Command, which means poke from Viktor will not take that down. The only hits is Freddy's Boomerang Blade, but You could slowly watch that cannon creep take it, but Fox, Chain of Corruption.
It connects. Fox is still alive for a few seconds longer. The cask will split up SK. Dragon's Rage will find Mithy, but that's not the target you're looking for. Svenskeren is going to be able to escape. He finds the wolf camp, but they may kill him. Auto attack's not going to connect, nor will the barrel. Locket, I believe, keeping Sven alive. Origen secured the inhibitor.
And obviously the Wolves are cheering for SK to lose here. We could see it in the cap right there. The Copenhagen Wolves, however, want SK to lose because if SK win this game, the Wolves are automatically relegated. They're getting some help from neutral minions, unlike the Dragon, who's completely impartial. Wanted some Svenskeren blood right there.
Weren't able to get it this time round, but Origen will set themselves up for more. Another banner-empowered minion. CandyPanda has been caught, but he's flashed away to safety. The long-range auto attack plus a boomerang is going to be able to get a kill, but SK lose their tower. Origen still going to be happy.
Amazing, kind of forgot that he didn't have his ultimate. Svenskeren does though.
He's found xPeke, but there's no support from anybody else. Sven, you need a team if you want to jump in. With him going down, Origen now reapply the siege. Banter of Command minion also helping on the inhibitor. Origen, 2 inhibitors down, decide to back away.
This is what they wanted. This is what they came for. They sacrificed their jungler in the process. But they open up 2 inhibitors right now. SK Gaming under pressure. 9,000 gold behind.
12 minutes. Let me rephrase that. 6 minutes from a potential aspect. Origen have had absolute dragon control this game. And actually they do exceptionally well with dragons throughout the split. Coming into this game, they'd actually secured the 2nd highest at 40 dragons.
Yeah, Origen have done a great job of not giving away too many objectives, and while the tower score reached 3, you would expect that to be the first 3 tier 1 towers. However, if you look in the mid lane, xPeke's tower is still at 85%, and that's what we were talking about. Don't let Fox push you in, push aggressively. xPeke did that with only 1 trinket ward. He managed to spot Svenskeren coming around at the right side earlier at the 4-5 minute mark, so beautiful game read by the veteran xPeke. Honestly, this was step 1 into keeping SK at bay. Svenskeren did not find his opportunities in the early game. He eventually found a kill, had some sweet moves, but it was too late. OG was already in full motion.
And it's not the first time that that's happened to Sven either. He's played Lee Sin twice before. And Sven either goes huge and puts the entire SK in his backpack, or he tends to be non-existent. It's tied in champion as well.
It is tied into their playstyle as well. Svenskeren tries when you push, he's probably one of the best triple lane push counter junglers because he capitalizes on everything. However, he needs help from his team. Oh, flank, Mega Gnar's
there is some help. Mega Gnar's going to pop. Chain of Corruption did not connect, and the Gnar gets a double stun into a double taunt into a double kill. SK have found 2, and OG are in full retreat.
However, they found Soaz and the support Mithy. The key members are still alive. Poke from xPeke and Niels are still alive. However, that was a beautiful teleport from Freddy. He's not too happy with it though. Then again, Freddy, when are you happy?
Freddy suffers from a little bit of the Ryu syndrome. He's happy on the inside, I promise. Maybe not right now, because SK still have to dig very, very deep, and they've got so many super minions to deal with. But luckily, Fox and Candy will get some much-needed farm. One small solace.
Yeah, that's the...
Hey, I'm trying to dig a positive here.
Always look on the right side of the down inhibitor. Farm, farm, farm. However, that farm turns into pressure. 1 minute, 15 seconds remain for Baron buff. OG didn't yield the pressure, but SK were looking for time and they got it. And now it's time for Origen to put on the pressure. No wards on the Baron at the moment. Next Baron buff could be crucial, could be vital to finish out this game. Both teams are aware of this though.
Origen used the previous Baron extremely effectively.
Yep.
1 Baron buff, they got 2 inhibitors. This is the replay of their team fights.
Now let's see if there were any other options available for Freddy. He could have packed up there. Use it to choke off Soaz from the team. Knock, knock, taunt, stacks CC a bit. Fox goes aggressively. Used his flash, I believe, for that though. Double check. Yeah, he did in fact flash, so 2 kills for an offensive summoner that you need defensively. I mean, you can't even say it's a bad play because they got 2 kills. It makes me scared for SK's next fight. Keep your eyes on Fox and his positioning. He will need to go full Super Saiyan.
Nobody on SK has flash yet. Mixed and matched cooldowns.
And look at Origen. They're playing for Baron, but they're doing that by not moving towards the Baron. They're aware of their flanks. Chain of Corruption. Svenskeren drops.
Not going to find Niels unprotected twice in a row.
You don't have to stand around the Baron to play for the Baron. That's what Origen is doing. Pressure on the bot lane, inhib is down. Pressure on the mid lane, inhib is down. Wards in the enemy jungle. Force SK to make predictable moves and then punish them. Good hook by Mithy. Now you can peel back. There's no smite. Valkyrie over the wall. Mithy's gonna...
No teleport from Freddy, no jungler.
Planted a little early. I'm helping, I'm shielding. Hey
Easy
guys,
Baron.
support. Alright, Baron down, amazing, still half HP. Deciding whether he bases or not. And Soaz, honestly, doing a phenomenal job on the split push rumble. Yes, he's died a couple times, but it was his job. That's one big cannon creep right there. I always like naming them too.
Naming them?
Yeah, usually Bob or something. Something simple. Because you, as a support, you attach a bond to your cannon creep. You really want to watch it like Bob, one shot. Shots.
Bob's doing a great job of sieging down this tower.
And Viktor can't touch it. Freddy has to start harassing this cannon creep, else we see the inevitable demise of this tower. Go, Bob.
Come on, Bob. You can do it. We believe in you.
All right, SK wants to flank. No teleport on Freddy either, because Soaz is split pushing.
Oh, no.
Multiplying.
Oh, no. No, Bob.
So young. But he did his job.
That's the weirdest game we've ever played.
Yep. However, Soaz is spreading out this Baron buff to the bot lane, and he's removing the hard engage on the side of SK because they really need that Gnar ulti to win fights. Svenskeren going in.
Wild's not going to find a target. Freddy's got Mega Gnar. The cask actually helps Freddy a touch. xPeke goes against the wall, and CandyPanda gets the kill. Niels is hammering down on the side, though. They traded 1 for 2. Niels seems to be getting the better of the deal. He's looking for more. The Void Ooze is going to slow them down. Ends up being a 2 for 2.
Great positioning by Fox in that fight, and amazing. With a bit of an oopsie. Look at the bottom lane though, that inhibs down.
Niels gets it! Niels gets the kill, the flash forward from the body slam of amazing. Gonna get more. Soaz was burning down fast and Freddy's looking for the kill, but he's gonna get dropped as Niels gets more. 26 to 15. The inhibitor in the top lane has been cracked open.
Niels is 10-1 in 8, only died once, involved in 18 out of 26 kills. Origen looking to close.
Origen taking down the Nexus turrets. Killing SK's dreams for now, giving Copenhagen Wolves some hope, and more importantly, holding on to sole position of 2nd place in the standings.
Amazing leads overs. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. Other than that, beautiful engages though. Early game, amazing. Had some very, very nice explosive casts. Very underrated to see how well he used that ability right there. Niels, you can always rely on him to position well. That is one thing you have there. Origen, it all came together. Mithy with the great roaming. Soaz, yeah, he died a couple times, but he achieved something with every death.
Yeah.
That's what matters. It doesn't matter how many times you give up your life, as long as you keep looking at those objectives. 11 towers at the end of the game to 3 inside of SK Gaming. 26 kills to 15, 4 dragons to none, 2 barons to 0.
I want to talk about those barons just a little more because coming into this game, Fnatic are the team with the most barons for fairly obvious reasons. 24 secured. With this game played, Origen have 17. The next closest is 13, 12, 11, 11. Being at the top of the table helps, but what I liked about this game is just how Origen played around Baron. It wasn't inefficient. It wasn't dawdling. Unlike games you've seen earlier today, yesterday, etc., it was clean, it was efficient, and every time they started it, they either got it or they got kills because of it.
Hey, and I'm a sucker for good Baron baits. That's my passion right there, and I like the way Origen approached it. You just don't want to give your opponents any room for counterplay. Yeah. And you can do that through manipulating waves, manipulating vision. That's how you get that advantage. Eventually, your opponent has but 2 options, to yield or face check. Either way, you come out ahead.
Yeah.
And then for SK, it's buying time. Send in nRated, he has to use his flash, gets a ward, and that was good. Send in the scrying orb, eventually, get that vision.
But for time.
Stall, but in the end, you have the pressure on top of you, and then you crumble.
And I still think for SK, they still had a lot of good moments.
Yep.
Freddy's Gnar had brilliant engages. Sven found Niels extremely unexpectedly. Unfortunately, he tried maybe a little too hard to keep finding those great flanks.
It's hard though.
Of course
body
it is.
slam, cancel, play cancel. He had some nice moves, but in the end, we have to remember SK are at the bottom of the standings. They were playing the #2 team in the league, and they put up this fight. So compare this, obviously not to Wolves because they just had an upset, but they are playing well. Bottom teams are fighting back.
They are fighting back, and maybe just a little too late, unfortunately. Anyways, we're going to head over to the analyst desk to take a close